Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I thought we could do a couple pages in the journal that I did the other day and showed you guys my entomology journal. So I just have all kinds of ephemera here, and a lot of it I got by printing images out of this book. It's just, these are, you can get these on Amazon and a few other places. They're kind of hard to get now. They used to be more readily available, but anyway, these are all copyright-free images that you can print out, and they come with a disc, so I'll leave a link below on where to get those on Amazon. And then this is just a little share. Today I got this at my local antique store. It's pretty awesome. It's all the little lace seam binding and stuff. There were some really pretty ones in there. So anyway, I'll be using a couple pieces of that today. I thought that was a fun little find. I found some neat books too, but most of these images, some of these are out of an old magazine I have from 1906, and I've showed this before I think, but just, and I know that's not something everybody can get, but they're called Munsey magazine, and they have a lot of advertisements and things in them, so those are really cool if you can find one of those. And then a lot of it is also just ephemera out of those books that I printed on coffee paper. There's a few graphic 45 things and some old photographs. And so I kind of already went through a lot of this and have picked a few things to do. And I just opened my album. I'm not doing any specific order or anything like that as far as where it is from the front, but it's this book that I showed the other day. So just a couple of pages out of that. So this is a picture of my great-grandfather and great-grandmother. I don't know what year it is, but it's super cute picture, and I just have printed it on coffee stained paper. These aren't the original pictures, and I put it on a piece of like craft paper that come in a roll. And then these are some of the images that I fussy cut out, and then I did some stitching. I stitched that paper onto the craft paper, and then this is another image, and I did some stitching along the side with some ribbon and stuff. So anyway, this is another old picture. It was actually an old postcard, so it came, you know, with this on the back. And again, that's my great-grandfather right here. And I'm not really sure who the people are in the picture. I don't know if it's his son or daughter. I don't have a ton of information. He is my great-grandfather, so it's just kind of hard for everybody in the family to keep track of that, and there aren't a lot of us left. So anyway, it's just a really neat picture. It looks to be in San Francisco. This is like the Cliff House up here, and I think those are just drop cloths that they used to put behind people. So kind of interesting. So anyway, I thought we would just put this page together and see how it goes. I want to do a little inking on some of the pieces that I haven't yet, like the picture. I mean, it's pretty roughed up already because it had a lot of creases and bends in it anyway, and then I have a really not great printer, and so it tends to put black marks and tries to eat the paper a lot. So that's why I don't do a lot of like digital paper or any of that kind of stuff, because I just don't have a great printer for that. But I tried to print out a few pictures and things because I don't want to use the originals. So there's part of a picture that got eaten on the back. So, but it kind of makes them look neat. Gives a little more character, I guess. And I did do some snipping on the edge of that, and I think the lady's name is Abby that I learned that from. Sorry, it's hard for me to remember all the videos that I watch. I watch a lot of them just to get like ideas on how to do different things. Alright, so I think I'm going to put the picture of the postcard at the top of this particular piece of paper first. I just want to really see the top part of it because I just like that postcard image. So I'm going to go all the way to the top here. And then we'll do the picture of my great-grandfather. Hope everybody's having a great day. And another thing I was going to mention, because I saw a bunch today at the antique store I went to, is if you don't have old pictures of your own family, and I'm sure everybody knows this by now, but Tim Holtz does the paper dolls, and then also at a lot of antique stores now, they're selling old pictures of people, which I guess maybe seems weird, but they just are so cool. And if you're like I am, I just love to look at old photographs, and I think it's just their clothes and everything. They're almost like art to me. So I don't know if you have trouble, or if you don't have family pictures or whatnot, then that might be a good way to do it. I think I'm going to put that down next. So again, I just stitched along that one edge with the fabric, and I did a little bit of inking on the paper and the thread, just a little bit, because it's white thread, because that's what I used for the rest of the book, so I kind of wanted to keep that the same. Go all the way to the top of this, and I know the blue's hanging over, but I haven't decided. I might leave it hanging over because I kind of like that, the blue lace up at the top there. And this is just another piece of old lace that I had, and I'm not even sure where that came from. It just ended up in my stash of stuff. A lot of stuff, it was my grandmother's, so that's probably where it came from. I don't sew. My daughter does. She has a great sewing machine, so I have used it just for some straight stitching. But it does definitely add something to these type of collages. Alright, and so this, I also forgot to mention, I made a tag, because I'm going to make this like a little tuck spot, and I made a little tag to go in here, and then that way I can write on it and talk about you know, who's in the pictures and that type of stuff. So I'm just going to put glue on these edges out here and nowhere else, so that I can slide that tag in there. To slide it under that lace a little bit, like that. And this is graphic 45 paper right here. I want to make sure that corner gets down good. Have to sneak some glue up in there. I love these really fine tipped glue dispensers. They can be a pain because they get clogged really easy. But if you need just a little space filled, it definitely makes it easier. I figured out if you soak them in hot water, like almost boiling, for a bit, then you can get them cleaned out again. Some of those I want to put a little more ink on. And then I can slide this in here, and I'm not going to write on it right now, but I will to tell who that is. I had these little, they're super thin, they're little tags that are already made with all different kind of papers or to look like fabric on them. And so I just backed it with one of my index cards that I put a pattern, a sewing pattern over the top of, and so you can still see the lines on the index paper, but it just gives a, you know, kind of grunges it up a little bit, and I like the way that looks, so I'll write on that later. And then on this page, I found this that goes with this border. It's in that book that I showed you, that I'll put a link below for Amazon for that. That's where that came from. This is just an index card that I sewed on. This is like upholstery. I got this from an upholstery place. We bought some fabric, my daughter and I did there, and they wrapped this around the fabric after we bought it, you know, and tied it in a bow, and it looked really nice. So I don't know, I just thought that looked kind of cool on there. And then the lace down here, and this is another tag spot. So okay, so I'm just going to put glue on part of this again, because I don't want the whole thing glued down. I guess you could almost have two tuck spots on this one, because you could tuck another card in behind there. Try to get all my threads out. Alright. Actually, I don't think I want to put that on first. I'm sorry, I just remembered. I'm going to put a doily up here, and I wanted it to be under everything, so that's going to go down first. All part of this thought process, whatever it is when you're got the creative brain going. It can be hard to explain. Alright, that's going to go just right up here at the top. I have a quote that I wanted to put with this. And the quote says, "Nothing is more memorable than a smell. One scent can be unexplained, momentary and fleeting, yet conjure up a childhood summer beside a lake in the mountains." So I just thought that was kind of a cool, which is very true. Things that come up in your brain just by a smell from your childhood. And I just thought it was fitting since these are like old family pictures, and I'm sure they had the same experiences. And now I'm going to put this down. And I'm going to tuck it right up to the corner here, because it is going to hang over a little bit, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. And all my little tags. Okay. Kind of want a little something right up here. Just a little something, nothing huge. Oops. Oh my goodness. So maybe I'll use like this bumblebee, because I'm trying to stick with my entomology theme, even though now I'm not trying to keep with the story necessarily anymore of Madeline and Louisa, because it's my own journal, so now it's more, stuff like that, but I want to keep with that kind of entomology, botany kind of thing. So I'm going to try to do that throughout, even if the pictures don't go with the original story. I'm just going to put that right here for a little something else. And you can see that got all roughed up in my printer too, but I kind of like it. So anyway, there's a couple more pages in my book. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Please subscribe.